The night is a black velvet cloth draped over the jagged peaks of the Himalayas. It is a cold, unforgiving darkness, the kind that swallows sound and plays tricks on the eyes. A young soldier, let's call him Vikram, pulls his collar tighter against the biting wind. His breath plumes in the thin air, a fleeting white ghost. Every shadow could hold a threat. Every gust of wind could carry the whisper of an approaching enemy. His hands, though gloved, are numb as they grip the cold steel of his rifle. This is the line of control. This is the edge of India. Here, vigilance is not just a duty, it is the very essence of survival for the nation he swore to protect. Down below, in the twisting valleys and dense forests of the Punjab border, the air is thick and humid. The quiet is different here. A soldier peers through his night vision scope, the world transformed into an eerie green landscape. A rustle in the undergrowth could be a wild animal, or it could be a smuggler or a terrorist. The monsoon rain has turned the earth into a treacherous slush, making patrols a grueling test of endurance. Every step is a gamble. Every moment is a battle against fatigue, against the elements, and against an unseen foe. This is the Frontline, a place of constant, nerve-shredding tension. For decades, this has been the reality for the Indian soldier. The human element, brave men and women, has been the first and last line of defense. Their eyes, their ears, their instincts honed by years of training and experience were the primary sensors protecting a vast and complex border. Their sacrifices are etched into every mountain pass and every riverbank along the nation's frontiers, a legacy written in sweat and blood. But the nature of the threat is changing. The enemy is becoming smarter, more sophisticated. Imagine a silent hawk soaring high above the treacherous terrain. It feels no cold. It knows no fatigue. Its gaze is sharp, unwavering. It can see in the dark as clearly as in the daylight. This is not a bird of prey. This is an Indian-made drone, a new sentinel in the sky, fundamentally changing the game of border security. These unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, have become the unsung heroes of the modern front line. They are the extension of a soldier's senses, a technological force multiplier. They go where it is too dangerous or impossible for a foot patrol to venture, becoming the nation's tireless eyes in the sky. These drones are not just simple cameras flying around. High-resolution electro-optical sensors, crystal-clear daytime video, identify a person from kilometers away. When night falls, powerful thermal images take over. They detect heat signatures. A warm body moving through the cold landscape stands out like a beacon. No place to hide. The impact on the ground has been immediate and profound. A patrol leader launches a small tactical drone from his backpack. Within minutes, he has a live video feed on a ruggedized tablet. He can see over the next hill, check the far side of a river, scan for hostile activity before committing his troops. Not just finding the enemy, protecting our own. The drone becomes a scout, a protector, a weapon of tactical intelligence. The command center is a hive of quiet, focused activity. On one side sits a grizzled Subedar, a veteran of countless patrols and 3 decades of service. On the other side sits a young corporal from the Corps of Signals, her fingers flying across a keyboard. Between them, on a large screen, is the drone's feed, a bird's-eye view of a rugged, inhospitable valley. This scene represents the new Indian Army, a powerful synergy between the wisdom of experience and the precision of technology. At first, there was skepticism. The old-timers trusted their gut. They were wary of these newfangled toys. There was a cultural gap between the soldier who had faced the enemy eye to eye and the operator who viewed the world through a digital lens. Bridging this gap was the first and most critical mission. The breakthrough came through teamwork and mutual respect. The veteran soldier began to see the drone not as a replacement, but as a powerful tool. He could direct the tech operator. "Zoom in on that ravine," he would say. "They always use that nullah for cover after a snowfall." The young operator, in turn, learned to translate the veteran's instincts into precise coordinates and camera angles. She could use the technology to confirm the Subedar's hunch, revealing a hidden group of militants that would have otherwise gone unnoticed. It became a conversation, a fusion of 2 different kinds of expertise. This collaboration is now the backbone of India's border defense. The drone operator provides the what, the visual data of movement on the ground. The experienced soldier provides the why, context, analysis, and the tactical significance of that movement. Is it a shepherd or a scout for an infiltration party? Is that vehicle just a local farmer, or is it part of a smuggling convoy? This combination of high-tech observation and human intelligence is what makes the system so effective. It's the perfect blend of the boot on the ground and the eye in the sky. One moonless night along the Punjab border, the drone feed in a BSF command post was quiet. The thermal camera scanned the vast fields, revealing nothing but the cool earth and the occasional warm shape of a stray animal. Suddenly, the operator noticed something. A faint heat signature, low to the ground, moving with unnatural speed. It wasn't a person. It wasn't an animal. It was a small commercial quadcopter flying just a few feet above the crops, heading into Indian territory. This was the enemy's own drone, a low-tech mule being used to drop weapons, narcotics. The digital duel had begun. The Indian Sentinels of the sky were now hunting their own kind. The response was immediate. The operator relayed the coordinates to a ground patrol. Simultaneously, specialized anti-drone teams were activated. These units are equipped with soft kill systems, powerful jammers that disrupt the enemy drone's control signal, forcing it to land or return to its operator. As the jammer was activated, the enemy quadcopter began to wobble erratically. Its flight path became unstable before it dropped from the sky into a wheat field. The patrol moved in and recovered the payload, a package of pistols, ammunition. A threat was neutralized without a single shot fired thanks to the vigilance of the eye in the sky and the swift technological counterpunch. But success is not always so clean. The enemy is constantly adapting. There have been instances where our surveillance drones have been fired upon from across the border. The operator, miles away in a secure bunker, had to take immediate evasive action, maneuvering the drone sharply to avoid being hit. It was a tense, remote-controlled dogfight, a life-and-death struggle for a multi-crore asset. These challenges highlight the constant cat-and-mouse game on our borders. A drone can be jammed, shot down, or deceived. But the resilience, ingenuity, and courage of the Indian soldier cannot. The heart of soldiering has always been about fieldcraft. It is the art of using the land to your advantage. It is knowing how to read tracks in the mud. It is knowing how to use the wind to mask your scent. It is knowing how to build a concealed observation post that melts into the landscape. For generations, this was the knowledge passed down from a senior officer to a junior Jawan. An old Subadar major could tell more from a broken twig or a disturbed patch of grass than any sensor could. These traditional methods are the soul of the Indian Army. They are time-tested, reliable, and deeply ingrained in the psyche of every soldier. Now, these age-old skills are not being replaced, but enhanced. The soldier learning to track an enemy on the ground is also learning to interpret thermal imagery from a drone. The drone can show where the enemy is now. His tracking skills tell where the enemy came from and how long ago they passed. The two sets of information, ancient and modern, combine to create a far more complete intelligence picture. Camouflage is still taught, but now includes masking heat signature from thermal cameras. Consider a border patrol. In the past, a linear march from point A to point B, soldiers scanning with their eyes and binoculars. Today, the same patrol is a dynamic operation. Before they even step off, a drone has already flown the route, checking for ambushes or IEDs. During the patrol, a smaller drone might be launched to provide overwatch, acting as a guardian angel. The patrol leader is now a manager of information. He integrates real-time data from the sky with reports from soldiers on the ground. This blending creates a force that is both wise and smart. Wisdom from the old guard, smarts from the new age. The perfect marriage of tradition and technology makes the Indian soldier more lethal and survivable than ever. There is a profound sense of pride that swells in the chest of every Indian when they see the tricolour fluttering high above a remote border post. That flag is not just a piece of cloth, it is a symbol of our sovereignty, our unity, the indomitable spirit of our people. Protecting that flag and the borders it represents is a sacred trust. The soldiers of the Indian Armed Forces are the living embodiment of that trust. They are the shield that protects a billion hearts, allowing them to beat in peace and security. This is not just a job for them, it is a calling, a lifetime commitment to the idea of India. This pride is visible in the eyes of the young soldier on his first posting, shivering in the Himalayan cold, but standing tall and resolute. It is present in the quiet determination of the drone operator, knowing that his focus and skill are directly responsible for saving the lives of his comrades. Every successful mission, every thwarted infiltration, is a victory for the entire nation. It is a reaffirmation that our borders are safe, not just because of fences, not just because of walls, but because of the unwavering resolve of the men and women who guard them on the ground and from the sky. They are the best of us, facing the worst of conditions for the sake of all of us. The resilience of our forces is legendary. They adapt, they overcome, they innovate. There are incredible stories of Jawans training eagles to take down enemy drones, a primal and brilliant response to a modern threat. They have developed their own Jugaad solutions, modifying equipment and developing new tactics on the fly. This spirit of innovation, this refusal to be defeated by any challenge, is the true strength of our military. This emotional connection between the people and the armed forces is the bedrock of our national security. We see them not as a distant entity, but as our own brothers, sisters, sons and daughters. We celebrate their successes as our own and mourn their losses as a personal tragedy. They know that 1 billion hearts beat with them, praying for their safety and cheering for their success. This is their ultimate motivation on the lonely frontiers of our motherland. The story of India's border security is no longer just a tale of muddy boots and cold steel. It is a narrative being rewritten in the digital language of data links, thermal imaging, artificial intelligence. The future frontline is being forged today in the crucible where the timeless courage of the Indian soldier meets the transformative power of technology. This is not a choice between man and machine. It is the creation of a new kind of warrior, a technologically empowered soldier who combines the instincts of a hunter with the vision of a hawk. We are moving towards a future where artificial intelligence will help drone operators by automatically flagging suspicious activities, reducing human fatigue and the chance of error. Swarms of drones, acting in concert, could one day patrol vast stretches of the border autonomously, reporting only when they find something amiss. This will free up our soldiers to focus on what they do best, confronting and neutralizing threats with decisive action. Technology will handle the watching, while our brave soldiers will handle the doing. This is the force multiplier that will allow us to secure our vast borders more effectively than ever before. However, as we embrace this technological future, we must never forget the lessons of the past. The spirit of the soldier, the Josh, the camaraderie, the willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice will always remain the most potent weapon in our arsenal. Technology is a tool, but courage is a virtue. A drone can be shot down, a satellite can be blinded, but the will of the Indian soldier is unbreakable. Our strength will lie in our ability to be both a high-tech force and a rugged, field-ready army. Ultimately, the defense of India is a sacred duty that rests on this dual foundation of tradition and innovation. By honoring the wisdom of our veterans while boldly embracing the tools of the future, we are building a shield that is both intelligent and strong. The drone in the sky and the soldier on the ground are two parts of the same whole, a unified defense system animated by a single purpose. The silhouette of a soldier on a mountain ridge, now joined by the silent shadow of a drone above, is the enduring image of a new India, proud of its past, confident in its present, secure in its future. Jai Hind.